And welcome, Bancor.
Good job. Hi, I'm Galia, and this is Bancor. Blockchain brings us the internet of money. You guys might recognize some of these cryptocurrencies, and in fact, there are hundreds and counting. They're easy enough to create if you can write code like this, and for everyone else, there's Bancor. Bancor allows anyone with no technical knowledge to easily create a fully functional cryptographic token on the blockchain. It's as easy as having a conversation. Up here, you can see our chatbots, which walk you through the process. So who wants to make a token? It's kind of like asking who wants to make money. I'll give you a couple of powerful examples. Seed funding. Over the last few years, we've seen dozens of crypto startups issue tokens in crowd sales, literally earning hundreds of millions of dollars from thousands of investors in record time. Even Ethereum, the second most popular cryptocurrency, was crowdfunded in this way, and its token, Ether, is skyrocketing in value. Bancor makes it easy for any team to initiate and manage a crowd sale without any blockchain developers. Our friend Brock at Blockchain Capital thinks that no startup will be funded any other way in the future. Another powerful example, local and group currencies. Money, after all, is a tool for extending credit between us and exchanging goods and services. Now any neighborhood, community, or business can allow their members to earn and spend custom currencies according to their rules and values. These are just a few of the currency networks that I'm a part of that add real value to my life. And your Phil's coffee coin won't just be useful to get more coffee at Phil's. You'll be able to use it in trusted marketplaces with other loyal customers and buy anything they have to offer. These currencies are like loyalty points on steroids, and they create tremendous purchasing power for their users and tremendous retention for their issuers. But simple UX is just half the challenge. These small and new tokens suffer from a liquidity problem. When you hold a currency and there's nothing you want to buy in your network and you can't exchange it for any other currency, you're stuck with it. This disincentivizes users from earning your currency from day one. Bancor has solved the liquidity problem through an award-winning blockchain protocol. The Bancor protocol standardizes smart tokens, which hold other tokens in a reserve directly through their smart contracts. These elegant formulas balance the token's reserve with supply, ensuring continuous liquidity. I invite you to learn more about these profound concepts on our website by reading our smart contract and white paper. Solving the liquidity problem and reducing technical barriers to entry unlocks the long tail of user-generated.
Oh, and there goes the microphone. Let's hear it for Bancor. All right. I think the judges prefer to do interactive Q&A, so why don't we put 4 minutes on the clock?
Say that again?
We're going to have the judges do interactive Q&A with you because the group Q&A is not as dynamic and it's a little bit boring. Okay. So I'm going to call an audible. Calling an audible. All right. And I'll ask my judges to speak right into the microphones. Gina, feedback.
So who is your initial customer or the person that you really built this for?
So the first users are going to be other crypto startups that want to initiate crowd sales on their tokens. As I mentioned, this is a growing category. We've seen literally hundreds of millions of dollars raised this way just in the past year or two. And today, this phenomenon is limited to highly technical teams that can write their own smart contracts and deploy their own crowd sales. We'd like to see this new type of very liquid equity crowdfund come to all startups.
And what's the advantage, or why do we need more liquidity and more tokens in this space in general?
Why do we need more liquidity? Liquidity is the power of currency, right? If you're in one network and you change location and your currency suddenly isn't valuable, that makes the currency less valuable to begin with. Imagine if your dollars weren't accepted in any other country or weren't exchangeable for any other currency, they'd be less useful to you. So liquidity is a real asset of money. And for investors and startups, we all know that investing in a project and not having liquidity on that investment for 5, 7, 10 years can be a problem as well.
How long have you been live, and how many users do you have, and what do they look like?
So the entire system is live on the Ethereum testnet, so it's in beta within the cryptocurrency community.
So does that mean there's nobody using it yet, or just the tires are being kicked?
That means that the Ethereum community, for the most part, is evaluating the white paper and the smart contract, reviewing it. We've issued a token standard proposal. So there's kind of a chain of events that happens in the cryptocurrency developer world.
Great.
Hi, how are you ensuring the demand and supply with this cryptocurrency? And I think, to reiterate, why do we need another cryptocurrency?
So there are a bunch of interesting examples. We've been piloting local currencies for years now, and what we've seen is, especially in communities that are cash constrained, so these can be low-income communities, communities where all the available cash is already going to the essentials of life, be it rent or gas or food, and just have no disposable income left to collaborate between themselves. In these communities, we see new currencies as kind of a pinpoint expansion of their money supply that allows people to collaborate and get, little luxuries like a babysitter or a massage or tutoring, things they can't afford otherwise. So there's tremendous abundance that people are getting from these community currencies.
Who are you? Are you a banker, or are you a programmer, or something else?
I'm an entrepreneur.
Wow.
So there.
I think she just dropped the microphone.
Great.
She dropped the headset.
Thanks so much.
Let me ask you a question, since we have a little bit of time left. If we're doing this equity crowdfunding here for the first time, in fact, we'll have that in a couple of moments here on this stage, would we be better off issuing a launch currency for launch investments in companies over the next 10 years that we do this, and let people buy that currency and then trade it over time? Maybe a basket of every company that's ever on the stage we put $5,000 into, and everybody who comes who buys a ticket, $10 can go towards the companies and buy them 10 launch dollars or whatever. Is that the way you see the world working in the future? Is people start their own currency and control it? And then what's the regulatory environment for that? Because it's taken us years to just manage the accredited versus non-accredited and be able to get to the point today, for the first time in history, of having a live crowdfunding event in the world. So,
and you have to answer that in less than 60 seconds.
Well, just generally speaking.
Sure.
I'll put another minute on the clock. Founder's prerogative, yeah.
I'll start with the first one, and I'm glad you asked, because I've been meaning to talk with you about it. Yes, you absolutely should issue a currency for launch and for the launch network and the launch conference, and here's why. In Internet 1.0, we saw many offline models come online, right? Things that you could do in the regular world that now you could do digitally. In Internet 2.0, we saw new models that you couldn't do in Internet 1.0 and you couldn't do offline, right? So these are things like user-generated content. These are things like comments and interactive content, new types of discussion forums that we didn't have before. The same thing is happening in currency. So you can essentially digitize shares. You can open equity crowdfunding to more participants. These are all good. This is all good progress. But blockchain is really enabling new kinds of models that we've never seen before. Your token can appreciate over time. It can be liquid for users to get out of their positions. They're all new kinds of things that you can do with a token that you can't do with a share in a company.
All right. Well, listen, I don't want to be the first person up the hill to get shot by the arrows, but I'm glad our friend Brock Pierce is running over the top of the hill and taking all the arrows for us. I will be right behind him.
And I'll be right behind you.
And we'll probably take credit for it.
You're going to have to crouch.
Yeah, so that's my philosophy. All right, let's hear it for Bancor.
All right, thanks.